Hey, what's going on? So, I finally got myself an MX5 or Miata for you guys over the pond. I'm not going to lie, it's a bit of a rusty piece, but it's not going to be a car for looking good. I'm definitely going to start drifting. Okay, so I thought what I'd do for this video is just take you around it, show you the bad points and the good points if there are any, and just so that you can get to know the car that I've just spent 600 quid on. That's right, 600 quid, so that's pretty cheap for an MX5. It's a 1998 MX5. It's got MOT till May, which is about 10 months, 9-10 months of MOT left on it, which is good. It went through its MOT with just a few little bits needed doing last time. I picked it up a few days ago. It's still really dirty. Haven't washed it yet. The guy before, he used to just keep it in a driveway down the side of his house, so it's had a lot of trees dropping shit on it and stuff like that. And I'm not going to lie, it's not in a prettiest shape. There's a lot of rust, so I'm going to go over it now and we'll see what we've got. This is one of the not so bad arches. You can tell that it's had some filler work done before. I don't know, this one may not have, but there's quite a lot of bubbling on the arch there. Pretty crusty. Down here we've got rusty jacking points, but they get rusty on every car. This undersill here on this arch is not too bad. Moving along a little bit, also not too bad. A little bit of bubbling rust there, not too bad. Rear arch on this side, you can see some brush strokes there, so that's what makes me think this has had some filler work done before. Again, starting to bubble up here, and that is not too bad. Inside of the arch there, again not too bad. This is probably the best side. Brake discs and pads need replacing. It's got later MX5 wheels. I don't know what these are from, but they're not the original wheels. Now you can see here, you might be able to see here, where the sticker for number 89 has come off of this side of this car. This car has been tracked before. I can tell because on the roll bar it says that it's passed scrutineering for some sort of vintage sports car club. So I'm assuming this has been around a track a few times. Bit of pedigree, I suppose. Okay, anyway, onto the back. Rust lid is starting to bubble there and there. Again, not too bad. This probably be okay if I sanded this back and cure rust and re-primered and painted this. At some point it's had another badge on it. I don't know what these two holes there were from. Someone had put a badge on there maybe, or taken a badge off. Now, round to the other side. This is the worst side. Check out this bubbling bastard. Bad bubbling eggs. Anyway, so yeah, this is going to need some work. I can feel at the back there's some filler. There's definitely had some kind of bad paint job there as well. It's basically bubbled all the way down to there, and this bottom part here is also bubbling. Again, rear brake discs are pretty pretty crusty and shot, need replacing. Okay, underneath the sills here, again, all the jacking points and the jacking sills are pretty crusty and soft. The sill here, not too bad. Moving along to the front. Now this is probably the worst part. This is definitely going to need some attention. There's definitely a lot of rust and rot on this part of this sill. So that's going to need a new front arch, at least, I'd reckon. I don't know how that got through an MOT like that. I'm pretty sure that they would pull you up on that, but anyway, a new arch is not the end of the world, because as the paintwork is, you know, it's not a very good paint job, or the paintwork isn't very good anyway. So if I have to stick new arches on and spray paint it anyway, it's a drift car, so we're not that worried. We just want to keep it going. We want to stop the rot as much as possible. Again, this arch here is bubbling quite badly, but as I said, I might replace this whole panel with another one, and that way that'll all be sorted in one go. Front brake discs are not too bad, certainly not as bad as the rears. They've got a bit of a lip on them, so I might end up replacing those at some point. Oh, and another issue is this big old dent in the door here. Someone apparently reversed into the door when it was parked up and created this horrible ripply dent. So it's already got a little bit of crash damage, but I could either get a new door or I could pull these dents out a little bit better and filler them. But to be honest, I'm probably going to leave that. That's not so important to me as sorting out the rusty bits. Round to the front and the bonnet. Got a nice big hole there in the number plate holder, but to be honest, I'd probably put a square number plate with a square bracket on there anyway. A little bit of bubbling on there on the bonnet, that's not too bad at all. That's the least of it really. Okay, so that's the outside for rust. Obviously I can't jack the car up out here and take a look at the underside. From what I have seen on the underside, the rails look pretty solid. All the suspension components look like they're fairly rusty, but it's just surface rust and crust, so that shouldn't be too bad. And what I think I'm going to do with this car is run it until something breaks and then put on a new part, rather than trying to project car it and put on new bits. I'm just going to wait till things break and then do it as I go. Okay, so let's have a look at the hood, or the roof. This also needs some work. Oh yeah, we've also got some rust there. Again, not too bad. Okay, so the hood's in pretty bad nick as well. We've got a hole starting there. It's been repaired there. Bit of a tear down in here. I'm not sure, I don't think that's supposed to be like that. The window is slightly cracking away from the hood there, and around to the other side. This is the worst thing that I think needs sorting out ASAP, and that is that cut there, because as soon as it rains, water is definitely getting in there. My plan is to get a hard top anyway, and then maybe a new soft top for next summer, but a hard top for the winter anyway. That is pretty much it for the outside of the car. Oh yeah, well I remember, window wipers are pretty shot, starting to come apart there, so going to need some new window wipers on there, but that's a pretty cheap job. So yeah, there we have it. Okay, it's actually it's red hot, red hot. Ah man, it's burning. Ah fuck. Okay, black car, British summer, British heatwave, and hot engine, don't mix. That literally was burning my hands. Okay, so we've got some kind of like oil splash going on here, but I think that's just from where someone's filled it up in the top cap and dropped some on the crank, on the valve cover there. It's the 1.8 version. You might be able to see just down there some of the suspension arms and things are quite rusty and crusty, but we'll change those out eventually. Now I know some people are probably going to say, well, what a piece, and I agree, it is a rusty old beast, but like I said, this is purely for drifting. I wanted something with an MOT so that I could drive it to a track, drift it around a little bit, and then drive home if I haven't broke it. Expect to see some more content on this coming soon. There's a few little bits and pieces that I want to get done ASAP, such as repairing the tear in the hood so that water doesn't get in, fix the window wipers so that I can see when it rains, and make a start on this rust, because although I'm not too bothered about the appearance, I want to try and stop it in its tracks as much as I can until I can get round to maybe sorting things out a little bit better. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day there and get out of this heat. For some reason, Britain's having an amazing heat wave, so I'm going to go and enjoy my car, and I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content with this little beast.